Get one whiff of lavender fragrance in the air and immediately your mind goes to those long, lazy, sunny afternoons being outdoors in the garden. The beautiful fragrance is just one part of the beauties of growing lavender in our gardens. For not only does it smell really nice, but also, of course, it has lots of these little pretty flowers that butterflies and pollinating insects love to come and visit. Also, it's got pretty silvery foliage that looks nice, particularly when you're able to grow them in mounds. And of course, the silvery foliage helps beautifully to set off all of these gorgeous fragrant flowers. This particular variety, one called Lavandula Big Time Blue, was bred in the Netherlands by Gerard Lentjes from Armada Young Plants. He had a breeding program and in 2009 selected this variety for its freedom of flowering, for its larger bicolored flowers as you see, but also its lovely fragrance, and in particularly its ability to produce lots of flowers that keep coming through the season. So it's a very good selection that we've been growing now for a couple of years, and we like how, as you see, it turns out into really nice plants that you can grow in your garden. Now, if you're thinking about growing lavender, there's a couple of pointers that I think is important to mention. The first thing is that although they're called English lavenders, they're really native to the Mediterranean. So when you're thinking about growing lavenders, think about all of those sunny afternoons. Think about the Mediterranean and think particularly about sunlight and sunshine and really good drainage conditions. And that's the first thing about growing lavenders. They give them as much sunlight as you can possibly give them. Then the other thing to do is to provide a site somewhere that has really sharp drainage. If you look at those pictures of the lavender fields in the south of France, you look at them closely and you'll see that all of the plants are growing on raised beds. That helps with the drainage, and that's important because it keeps the crown of the plant on the dry side, and lavenders just will not do with what they call wet feet or a wet crown. And that happens particularly in springtime after snow melt, when there's a lot of moisture tends to gather around the crown, and that can lead to some root rot problems. So really sharp drainage, lots of sunlight. The other thing is, contrary to most of the other plants that we will be growing in our garden, where we're telling you to make the soil rich and fertile, with lavenders it's the exact opposite. They like soil that's on the poor side, so gritty and gravelly and free draining. They really don't need a lot of nutrient, but they do need that sharp drainage, and thin, poor soils provide exactly the right sort of conditions for them to grow in. Now, when you're growing it in your garden, look for a raised bed or rockery somewhere by the side of paths or driveways, a herb garden perhaps, certainly somewhere that's got lots of sunshine and free draining. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's a very, very important thing to bear in mind. The other thing they like is a high pH. So test your soil, and if your soil is on the neutral side or even on the acid side of neutral, then give it some lime, because they really like a sweet soil. That's going back again to their conditions in nature. The other thing that's important to mention too is that as the flowers are going over, and you'll see them start to discolor and turn brown color, when they start to discolor, then go in with a pair of pruners or hedge and shears or something and trim off the old flowers and keep the bushy, compact mound shape going, because that's where you're going to get lots of young, fresh growth from inside the crown that's then going to do two things. It'll produce lots of these little buds that will come up to keep the succession of flowering going, but it'll also help to keep your mounds young and fresh and juvenile. Sometimes if you look at old lavender plants, they're leggy and they haven't been trimmed back in their life. So trimming them back regularly will help to keep them bushy and compact and luxuriant in terms of their growing. So don't be afraid to trim your lavenders, as well as giving them, again, sunlight and plenty of really good drainage conditions. So if you're looking to grow some lavenders, you can grow them as single specimens. You could put them in a container. You could grow them by your swimming pool, patio, or deck. And as you're lazing there, enjoying the sunshine, you can close your eyes and think of the beautiful sunny afternoons in the Mediterranean or in your backyard. This is Lavandula Big Time Blue, a very nice selection of the English lavenders.